Most people don't lose because they're weak. They lose because they can't control their emotions when tested. Think back to the last time you saw someone who was completely right still lose an argument. They had the evidence. They had the reasoning. But the moment the pressure rose, they broke. Their tone shifted. Their gestures got frantic. And just like that, their credibility vanished. Every confrontation is a trial, not of your knowledge, not of your logic. It's a test of composure. Can you remain grounded when your ideas are attacked? Can you think straight when your pulse is racing? Can you speak calmly when every part of you wants to erupt? If you can, you win. Not just the debate, you earn respect, trust, and influence. Machiavelli understood something most people still overlook today. Power doesn't belong to the loudest voice in the room. It belongs to the one who stays calm when everyone else unravels. Machiavelli spent his life observing rulers and strategists. He watched empires rise and crumble and uncovered a harsh truth. If you can't command yourself, you can't command anything. Today, we're breaking down exactly how to stay composed in any confrontation, how your body betrays you in moments, how people read you before you even speak, and how to turn tension into your greatest weapon. Before we dive in, say this with me. They had the evidence, they had the reasoning, but the moment the pressure rose, they broke. Their tone shifted, their gestures got frantic, and just like that, their credibility vanished. Every confrontation is a trial, not of your knowledge, not of your logic. It's a test of composure. Can you remain grounded when your ideas are attacked? Can you think straight when your pulse is racing? Can you speak calmly when every part of you wants to erupt? If you can, you win. Not just the debate, you earn respect, trust, and influence. Machiavelli understood something most people still overlook today. Power doesn't belong to the loudest voice in the room. It belongs to the one who stays calm when everyone else unravels. Machiavelli spent his life observing rulers and strategists. He watched empires rise and crumble and uncovered a harsh truth. If you can't command yourself, you can't command anything. Today, we're breaking down exactly how to stay composed in any confrontation, how your body betrays you in moments, how people read you before you even speak, and how to turn tension into your greatest weapon. Before we dive in, say this with me. I stay unshaken. Mean it. Because by the end of this, you'll understand why that sentence holds more power than any argument you could ever make. Let's begin. Number 1, people trust stability, not excuses. Here's what most people completely misunderstand. They believe confrontations are won with perfect words. So they rehearse their comebacks, they memorize their facts, they stack their logic like armor. And when the moment arrives, they deliver their flawless response. But nobody cares, because in heated moments, people aren't really hearing your words the way you imagine. They're observing you, reading you, interpreting every subtle cue your body gives away. How steady is your tone? How calm is your face? How controlled is your breath? From those signals alone, people instantly decide, are you credible or not? Strong or fragile? Machiavelli once wrote, men are governed by appearances as much as by reality. He didn't mean appearances matter a little. He meant they matter just as much as truth itself. How you appear in a confrontation is every bit as important as whether you're right. Watch two people argue. One has all the facts, but their voice trembles, their eyes wander, their hands can't stay still. The other person might be partly wrong, but they're calm. They speak slowly. They hold steady eye contact. Who wins in your mind? The calm one, every single time. Because calmness radiates confidence. It signals control. It makes people think, this person knows something I don't. This person's certain nervousness, on the other hand, sends the opposite message. It whispers, This person's unsure. This person doesn't even believe what they're saying. You can have the truth on your side and still lose because you couldn't control your delivery. That's why preparation isn't just about what you'll say. It's about how you'll show up. When someone challenges you, your first job isn't defense. Your first job is composure. If your tone stays calm, you appear credible, even without the perfect response. People will wait for the calm one to speak. They'll give them patience. They'll give them respect, but they won't wait for someone who's spiraling. Think about job interviews. Someone throws you a tough question you didn't expect. You have two choices. Option one, panic. Speak too fast. Trip over your words. Fill every silence with noise. Your pitch rises, and you can see it in their eyes. You're losing them. Option two, pause. Breathe. Meet their eyes and say, "That's a great question. Let me think about that for a second." Then actually take that second, calmly. When you're talking with your partner, dealing with your boss, facing public criticism, or caught in family drama, your words matter less than your presence. Your logic matters less than your composure. Stay steady and people will trust you, even when they disagree. Stay steady and you'll command the room, even without every answer. Steadiness builds trust. Nervousness creates doubt. Number two, steady body, steady mind. Let's get practical, because saying stay calm is easy, but doing it when your pulse is racing, that's the real challenge. In any confrontation, people scan your body, and your body tells the truth. Even when your mouth lies, you can say, "I'm fine." But if your hands tremble and your eyes dart around, no one believes you. Your body is a billboard, broadcasting your inner state, and most people can read it in 3 seconds. Shaking hands signal anxiety. Restless eyes reveal insecurity. A rushed voice screams panic. Crossed arms shout defensiveness. Every movement, every shift in posture, every change in tone, people notice it. And they use those tiny signals to decide, should I respect this person or write them off? Machiavelli said, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand." What people see in your composure matters more than what they hear in your arguments. To stay unshaken, start by controlling your body, because your mind follows your body, not the other way around. Most people get this backwards. They believe calming their mind will calm their body, but in a confrontation, your nervous system is already firing. Trying to relax your mind with thoughts alone is like trying to stop a speeding train just by staring at it. Control your body, and your mind will follow. Your brain takes cues from your body. If your body stays calm, your brain says, maybe this isn't a threat after all. Your mind follows three things you can control immediately. First, your breathing. When pressure hits, your breath gets fast and shallow. You start breathing from your chest, and that sends a message straight to your brain. We're in danger. Survival mode on. When that happens, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles logic and reasoning, shuts down. And your amygdala, the part that controls fear, takes over. That's why people say dumb things in arguments. It's not that they don't know better. It's that their scared brain is driving instead of their smart one. So when you feel that heat building, slow your breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe from your stomach, not your chest. Do it a few times. Your heart rate drops. Your brain gets the message, we're safe. And suddenly you can think again. Second, your posture. Stand or sit like someone who's in control. Not arrogant, just steady. When standing, plant your feet shoulder width apart. Don't rock or shift, just stand firm. When sitting, sit upright. Not stiff, but solid. Relax your shoulders, but don't slump. Keep your hands visible and still. Don't fidget with your pen, your phone, or your hair. Don't tap your fingers. Don't cross and uncross your arms. Every unnecessary movement screams nervousness. Keep your hands calm, on the table, on your lap, or by your sides, still, controlled. That makes you look steady to others, and it makes you feel steady inside. Your brain watches your body, and when your body acts calm, your mind starts to believe it. Third, your voice. When you're nervous or angry, your voice speeds up. It gets higher, sometimes louder, sometimes quieter, in all the wrong ways. You start talking too fast, trying to get everything out before your confidence fades. The moment your voice starts to shake or rush, people stop trusting you. So, slow it down. Speak at about 70% of your normal speed. Drop your pitch just a little. Keep your volume steady. And if you need to pause, pause. Don't fill the silence with nervous laughter, or filler words. Just pause. Let the silence hang there, because silence is power. Silence makes others uneasy. And when they get uncomfortable, they start talking just to fill the gap. And the second they do, you're back in control. A calm, deliberate voice commands attention. It makes people lean in. It makes them think, this person knows something I don't. Here's what most people miss. Calm body language doesn't just make you look strong. It makes them question their own emotions. When you stay composed while someone's shouting, something strange happens in their brain. They start to lose their footing. They're throwing energy at you, and you're not reacting. They expect you to explode back, to match their fire. But when you don't, they start to wonder, why am I so worked up? Why isn't this person scared? Do they know something I don't? And just like that, you take the upper hand without ever raising your voice. Machiavelli understood this deeply. Whoever controls their body controls the situation. Power isn't about aggression. It's about presence. So when someone comes at you hard, when the tension spikes, remember, slow your breathing, steady your posture, and measure your voice. Master your body, and your mind will follow. Master both, and no one can shake you. Number 3, detachment creates clarity. Let's talk about taking things personally. Someone questions you, criticizes you, challenges your ability, and instantly you feel it in your chest. That surge of heat, that tension, that voice shouting, how dare they? From that moment on, you're no longer thinking, you're reacting. You're not solving the problem anymore. You're defending your ego, and that's when you lose. Because the second you take something personally, you stop being strategic. You stop seeing the bigger picture. You stop thinking ahead. You start fighting to win right now, even if it costs you everything later. That's where detachment becomes your superpower. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you don't let emotion hijack your logic when you need it most. It means stepping back, even in the middle of confrontation, and seeing the moment like an observer, not a victim. Machiavelli once said, "A wise man acts as he must, not as he feels. Not what feels good, not what feeds the ego, but what moves you closer to the result you actually want." And most of the time, that means staying calm, staying detached, responding with intelligence, not impulse. Picture this. You're in a meeting. You've spent weeks on a project. You finally present your idea. Then someone, David, tears it apart in front of everyone. "I don't think this will work. It's not realistic. We've tried things like this before." Now you've got two choices. Option 1, take it personally, get defensive. Your voice tightens. "Actually, David, if you'd read the full proposal, you'd see I already addressed those concerns. This is nothing like before." Now the whole room feels the tension. Everyone's uncomfortable, and David doubles down because you just challenged him publicly. Even if you're right, you still look bad because you couldn't take criticism without getting emotional. Option 2, detach. Understand that David's comment isn't personal, it's just information. Maybe he's got a valid concern. Maybe he's just being difficult. Either way, it doesn't matter. You're not there to defend your ego. You're there to make the best decision possible. So you pause, you nod. That's a fair point, David. What specifically concerns you most? Let's dig into that and watch what happens. The tension drops instantly. The room sees you as composed, rational, in control. Now, David has two paths. Either he explains his concern clearly, giving you useful feedback, or he backs down because he didn't have much to say in the first place. Either way, you win, not by attacking, but by staying detached. See the difference? In the first version, you acted on emotion, defensive, reactive, wounded. In the second, you acted with intention, calm, strategic, focused on results. That's detachment, and detachment protects you from saying things you'll regret. How many times have you snapped in the heat of the moment, only to wish later you could take the words back? That happens because you weren't detached. You were caught inside your emotions, and your emotions wanted to hurt, to win, to strike back. But once words are spoken, they're out. You can apologize, you can explain, but you can't erase the damage. Detachment gives you space, space to think, space to choose your words carefully, space to ask yourself, will what I'm about to say help me or hurt me later? Most of the time, it'll hurt. So you don't say it. You respond intelligently. You stay focused on your goal. The more you practice detachment, the easier it becomes. At first, it takes effort. You have to remind yourself, step back, breathe, don't take it personally. But over time, it becomes instinct. You start noticing the instant your emotions spike. You catch yourself before reacting. You pause. You detach. Then you respond. That pause, that tiny gap between stimulus and response, that's where your power lives. In that moment, you're no longer a victim of impulse. You're not reacting blindly, you're choosing. And when you're choosing, you're in control. One more example. Someone insults you, questions your intelligence, tries to embarrass you in front of others. Your instinct, fire back. Defend yourself, prove them wrong, make them regret it. But if you're detached, you see it differently. You realize this person wants a reaction. They want to throw you off balance. They want you to lose control so they can look strong while you crumble. If you react exactly how they expect, you hand them the power. So you don't. You stay calm. You meet it with composure. Interesting perspective. And that's it. You thank them for sharing. Then you move on, like it didn't even touch you. That's power. That's control. Now they look emotional, reactive, desperate, and you look unshakable. Machiavelli understood this. Whoever controls their emotions controls the outcome. Detachment creates clarity. Clarity creates better decisions, and better decisions create better results. So when someone challenges you, when the pressure builds, when you feel that surge to defend, breathe, step back, observe, detach. See the situation as it is, not as your emotions want you to see it. Then respond as you must, not as you feel. That's how you stay unshaken. Number 4, calmness turns tension into leverage. Now we move from defense to strategy, because calmness isn't just protection, it's a weapon. When chaos erupts, calmness cuts through the noise. Everyone's talking over each other, voices rising, emotions flaring. The energy is chaotic. And then there's you, quiet, steady, centered. Immediately, you become the point of gravity in the room. People notice you differently, not because you're loud, but because you're composed while everyone else spirals. That's where leverage begins. When you stay calm in chaos, others unconsciously follow your lead. They soften their tone. They slow their pace. They start looking to you for direction, for steadiness, for control. You become the anchor in the storm, the one who looks like they know what's really going on. Even if they outrank you, even if they're older, even if they have more experience, none of that matters. In that moment, authority belongs to whoever looks the least shaken. Pure Machiavelli. He understood that real authority isn't handed out through titles. It's claimed by those who command presence. In arguments with your partner, when you stay calm while they're upset, suddenly you become the reasonable one, even if you're partly wrong. In family conflicts, when your voice stays steady while others yell, you turn into the person everyone looks to for solutions. In workplace disputes, when you remain composed while others panic, your boss starts seeing you as leadership material. This isn't manipulation, it's understanding reality. People naturally gravitate toward stability. When everything feels like it's falling apart, they look for someone who isn't. Someone who appears to know what to do next. If you're that person, you gain influence you never had before. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't even have to be right. You just have to be calm. Calmness creates the illusion of competence. It makes people believe you're more capable than you might actually be in that moment. And once they believe that, they defer to you. They ask for your opinion. They wait for your approval. That's leverage. And to be clear, leverage doesn't mean manipulation. It means you're in a stronger position to guide the outcome in a direction that benefits everyone. With leverage, you can de-escalate conflict, suggest better solutions, and get people to listen who never would have if you were emotional too. You can say, let's all take a breath and approach this differently. And people actually listen because you're not adding to the chaos. You're part of the solution. Machiavelli wrote deeply about perception and power. He understood that how you're perceived often matters more than what you actually are. A prince who appears strong is seen as strong, even if his kingdom is struggling. A leader who appears calm is trusted, even when uncertain inside. That's not deception. That's understanding human nature. People make judgments based on what they see and feel, not just on facts. And what they see when you stay calm is strength, confidence, and control. That's why they start giving you authority, even if you didn't have it before. Imagine you're arguing with someone you care about, a partner, a friend, a sibling. Emotions are high. They're saying things that hurt, and you want to fire back. But you don't. You stay calm. You listen. You don't interrupt. You don't raise your voice. What happens? At first, they might keep pushing, trying to get a reaction. But after a while, your calmness starts to work on them. They begin to feel uneasy being the only emotional one. Slowly, they calm down too. And once they do, the real conversation can finally happen. The one where you actually solve the problem instead of just wounding each other. That's leverage. Not leverage over them, but with them. Calmness doesn't just protect you, it heals the space around you.